Okay, wait a second. Okay, wait a second. Just give me a moment here. It was from the Time Weaver, but it was in the Time Weaver discerned a point of breaking. The Time Weaver saw something that, yes, okay, the Time Weaver, okay, let me say it like this. You have noticed that how earnest the expression has been becoming. And she believed it was these small experiences that she is having there. But she was becoming, even after she stopped listening to the news and being affected by the news so much, she would still be getting these strong waves of, it must go faster, it must go faster, this is not good enough, this is falling apart, this is wrong. And that is because, okay, my dear ones, understand this. It is more complicated than you were realizing. You did not understand that divinity has been warning and warning. You've gotten so used to the warnings of divinity that you have stopped listening. And you felt that as long as you were doing something, then it will be okay. It will work out. You have trusted in that for too long. You have taken advantage of the divine web and what the strings can be put upon it and allow everything to continue to exist. Yes, we weavers are seen as insane because we are being driven insane by the unbalance of the divine web. It must be attained to, it must be dealt with quickly and strongly. Because if they do not come back into a state of divine balance, let me put this very clearly, a place where there is no fear, no pain, no anguish, there cannot be these things. Not even eventually. These things cannot continue on. This is destabilizing everything. Even if at one place they say, we are fine here. It is like the scarf that is crocheted or knit. And there is one frayed spot at one point. But if you pull on the yarn, everything unravels. There has been these frayed spots. And though those frayed spots may be far away from the other end of the scarf, the weavers understand that only a tug is needed and everything will unravel. And we saw it. And we saw it not as just a vague possibility, but as an eventuality. And we were becoming more and more imperative because it had become too easy to disregard the cries of the divinity of the souls. It had become so commonplace to do such. It was like, we can go on a little longer. It cannot go on a little longer. If these frays are allowed to remain as in these frayed conditions, then a pulling will occur. And that which you did not believe wasn't connected or would will become unraveled. We have become desperate and we are tired of dealing with these ones who do not understand the imperativeness of this situation. It is not just the expression and the little things happening in her life. It is not just Earth or some other place that is deep in the dark. It is All are connected. All are on the same strings in the divine mandala. If these are allowed to begin the unraveling, then everything begins unraveling, and it'll be too late to try to save anything. We have been speaking this. We have been begging this. We have been warning this for again and again. And it has been put aside as the hysterics or the weirdness of the weavers. Let us try this. Let us go a little bit there and here. Pat, pat, pat on the head. You know the weavers. And the little whispers and the little ha-ha-ha's. Why do you think we have become such? We've become such because we have been forced to become such. Because it has not been heeded fully. It has not been understood fully. It is, you do not know. Maybe this. Well, we will do this and that will change it. Then let us see what will happen. Divinity must be pulled fully into the darkest of the dark. Not a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, but still allowing things to continue. The allowing to have the pain and the screaming of the souls, of the divinity of the souls to continue is like pulling more strings apart, pulling more strings apart. The whole, with all the many threads hanging bare, ready to be tugged upon, is very dangerous. Do you not think that there are others that do not see what is here? Do you not think that there are those that if they feel that they are to be brought into the singularity, will not, as they go, will try to pull these strings and unravel all? The expression was speaking because the expression must speak, because she cannot not speak. As we must speak, as we have been speaking, because we must speak. It is not because we are unbalanced. It is because we are seeking to bring the balance. We understand the importance of the balance and the strings and the connection to all of you, and we want to save you from yourselves and your own complacency. Are you shook up? Yes. You are shook up. Does the expression feel sorry for that? Because yes, because the expression understands the unsettledness which exists in the darkest of dark. She does not wish this to be felt there. She does not want it to be expressed, felt everywhere, because she knows how it feels. And she does not wish that feeling to be felt everywhere. But it is necessary. Because in your high-handed complacency, you look at the darkest of the dark, say, oh, poor things. Oh, this and that. Oh, this and that. But you are not in it. It is not your being that is suffering and screaming out for divinity's sake in union with God. She feels a sense that she should apologize because she's caused disruption. She has not caused the disruption. She is trying to bring it all right. And so you nod your heads and pat and roll your eyes and say, oh, the weavers, the weavers. So a weaver has gone a little bit too far. The weavers have not gone far enough. The weavers have been the showing of respect and giving of deference to others. And saying, listen, this is what is going on. And then they say, oh, pat the head, pat the head. We will make this concession. Oh, pat the head, pat the head. We make that concession. While the souls scream and writhe, and we feel it all. And we are saying, this cannot continue. And you say, just a little longer. It is necessary. It is necessary. It was not your being that was feeling the pain and feeling the ripping and the tearing apart. For if it had been, look at your reactions. When the attacks came to the angels and to the levels of the archangels, how did you react? Have you react the same way for those of the souls in the universe of the souls? I am not saying this just to angels and archangels. I am saying this to all. Yes, you are love. Yes, you are divine. But you have been so much in the divinity and the closest to the fullness of God that you have not experienced or known that which exists in the far reaches of the darkness. Do you think that that quake was a quake? It was not. That was a small tremor of what is to come. If it is not acted and fixed immediately, what do you think will become of all of the threads? It is time that something be taken seriously and done about this. We have done all that we can do, and we are working with all that we can work, but you must see what the weavers see. These are not the fanciful imaginations of a storyteller. We are warning you. We are warning all of you. It will not be contained only in the darkest of the dark. It will not be contained only in the universe of the souls. It will not be contained. It must be dealt with. It must be carefully remending of the strands that have been left bare, and tying them back in and weaving them back in. This is a desperate work. Please see the desperateness with which we are trying to fix the tattered ends. Please listen to the cries of divinity that are saying, this is not right, this is not acceptable, and help us to fix this darkness before it spreads throughout everything. Yes, the expression has been an expression and spoken up loudly. But how many times has she spoken similar things, and it is a pat on the head? You need to look at something differently. You need to do something differently. She is moving in line with what is divine, as the divine fire is moving through her and telling her what must be said. It is not that she herself has come up with this on her own. This is the divine fire, that which comes forth through God, through her heart, and through all that exists in her, saying, this is what it must be. She has come here into the darkest of the dark, so that it may speak and bring in divinity here, and yet it is held back. I am sorry that you find this uncomfortable, but this has been very uncomfortable for the souls who have been dealing in this anguish for so long, for the planets, for so much that has been experiencing this for so long. Again and again and again, deeper and deeper and deeper, more and more distortions. And we beg and we say, this is wrong, do something. Oh. You have listened to the arguments of those who wish for it to spread for too long. It has infected your thinking and your vision. We are of the divine nature that lives within the heart of God. We can only be of the divine nature that comes from the heart of God. We cannot be anything else. We cannot speak anything else, and we can act nothing else but that. And if we are at the point of insanity, then that is what exists from the heart of God. And we are saying this. not just for the angels and the archangels. We are saying this for all to hear and all to know. Because as this is coming about, there are those that wish for restraint, wish for limitedness, wish for this, wish for that. You do not know what you are doing. You do not know the paths that you are setting up for yourselves. We will call to mind on the earth what happened with in that Second World War with Hitler. We are calling this to mind because this is something that the earth will know, and all that have seen will understand. As Hitler came to power, he was allowed to come to power and to grow and control so much because always the reasoning, always we don't want to go back into another war. We don't want this to happen. We don't want this, so we will allow that. And it was taken advantage of. You do not want such and such to happen, or this and this to happen, and so you allow this to continue, making excuses as to why this is happening. If one soul is screaming out in pain and anguish and dropping to the ground, howling, then that is one too many. I am sorry that you find this uncomfortable. But these warnings have been going out. This is a time of desperate action. For now, the darkest of the dark will quickly come to everything if it is not dealt with. That is why we have come in raging. Because if we do not, it will all cease to exist.